welcome back to my channel. I'm Kavaya Batrice. If you're new, if you're just watching one of my videos for the first time, if you've been here, girl, here I am again, popping my head up after I disappear. But listen, y'all know it be like that. I feel like I have explained over and over again. Top 3 reasons why I go missing. 1, I need a break. 2, something's wrong with my camera. 3, I don't feel like editing. Those are always my top 3 reasons. And number 3, I really need to stop. Like, that one has to go. I say this all the time. I really love my YouTube community. It means a lot to me that you guys are here and you watch my videos, because I feel like I don't even be doing much in my vlogs and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I've worked really hard to build my channel up, and it's definitely not where I desire it to be, but it's been growing and we got monetized, and I don't want to take for granted those amazing things. And I do want to be here on YouTube. It takes a lot, you guys. It really does. So thank you for being here, and let's get right into this video. So as you can tell by the title, obviously the reason why I disappeared this most recent time was because I just, out of nowhere, I feel like things just hit me. I was very overwhelmed, and I feel like I kind of went into this, I don't know if I want to call it a rut, but like this just really heaviness, uncomfortable type of phase. And I don't think that I'm necessarily out of this place, but I am doing 10 times better. So I wanted to share with you guys how I have been navigating my uncomfortable season, navigating my rut, navigating my uncomfortableness, whatever we want to call it, because I think that it can help someone. To give you guys a little background of why I think I went into this, whatever it is, I think I just got really overwhelmed. If you've been here, I don't know if I told you guys, but I ended up taking on a job, and I love the job. Like, the job isn't stressful for me in any way. It's in influencer marketing. I'm an influencer. Like, I'm able to learn so much about the world. I'm able to see what the coins look like that these influencers are, you know, getting, and able to see their content. It's just like a really it's just a blessing to be able to work in that field while also being an influencer as well. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm grateful for that. But juggling that along with my app company, my app, the society, I think that it just became a lot for me. So I produce a lot of content when it comes to the things that I do. I do a lot of writing, daily devotionals, affirmations, notifications for my app, and a lot of those things require me to pour, right? And I think for me, it was just becoming really overwhelming, and I felt like I couldn't do the things that normally gave me life, that make me feel like I'm operating in my purpose. It was very hard to do those things. I became overwhelmed, and I didn't have any type of desire to create content on Instagram, not YouTube. My creative abilities and my desire to do the things that normally fuel me was just like not there. I kind of felt like, I don't know, there were a lot of things that I was feeling, and one of them being feeling like I was finding myself again, which is okay, right? Because we evolve, we grow, but it was also very uncomfortable for me, because I'm used to just knowing my path. At least I feel as though knowing my path, or knowing, you know, how to create something, or able to get some good content, and none of that just wasn't there. And so on top of that overwhelming part, so I feel like the overwhelming part of it all and the uncomfortable part of it spilled into other areas of my life, and one of those areas being my spiritual life. Because I felt so heavy and overwhelmed, I didn't even really have the energy to go to God. Honestly, I feel like I was kind of fighting him in that process, because I kept saying, like, God, like, just come on, just get me back in my bag, like, let's just let this process be over. And it doesn't really work like that. I had to fight through it. I had to surrender through it. I had to just like let the process be the process. So I am going to share with you guys, I think I have like 6 things to get me back to just feeling like myself again. That was actually one of my big prayer points, was like, God, I just want to feel like myself again. And I feel like a new woman, if I can be honest with y'all. I really do. I feel like the work that I have been putting in, I feel like I'm seeing it. So yeah, I'm going to share with you guys a few things that I have been doing just to like reset myself, to get me back to a better space. So these are in no particular order. So the very first thing that I did was I got off of socials. So I have been on a social media break, I think, for almost 3 weeks now. And I'm now excited to get back to Instagram, although I don't know what that looks like for me, what my content is going to look like. I'm excited to like even have the desire to start creating again is like huge for me, because like I said, that wasn't there. I also feel like Instagram was a trigger for me. I think because I was having trouble creating content, that seeing others people's content was like irritating me, because I'm like, God, why can't I tap in? So I had to completely get off of socials. And yeah, that alone, I highly recommend. I feel like I do that multiple times throughout the year, honestly. It's good to just like quiet your mind, to shut down sometimes, to tap out. It took the pressure off of feeling like I have to be on there or I should be creating content. Like, no, we gonna shut all of this down until I get my head and my heart and my spirit right. So number 2 is I spoke to people that I trusted. Now, let me be honest, in the beginning, I did not really tell anyone what I was feeling, or like just how frustrated and overwhelmed I really was, until I had like a meeting with some of my close sisters in the society. Y'all know who y'all are. And I told them like, no, like I'm not okay. Actually, I've been very overwhelmed. I don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm fighting myself again. I feel just over a lot of it and how frustrating it was. In that moment of me being open and just talking to people that I trust about it, they were able to really like encourage me. They were able to pray for me. And then after that, they checked on me. So like, I feel like doing that really allowed me to allow help. You know what I mean? Help outside of myself, help outside of everything that I was trying to do on my own. You know, it's so easy to fall into isolation. It's so easy to just, you know, deal with things yourself. And I get that, because I feel like usually I'm the type of person to do that. Like, I carry my own weight, super independent. I don't want to put my stuff on anybody else. I don't want to seem like I'm complaining or anything like that. But like, no, like, you're human and you go through things and you need to talk to somebody about it. So being able to have people in my life who I trusted, who could cover me in prayer, who could give me advice, who could check on me, was very helpful, you know. But it wasn't until I opened my mouth and said something that people could intercede on my behalf, that people could check in on me. And the enemy would love for you to just like stay in your bubble and, you know, self-medicate or self-sabotage, or to keep you in your warfare longer than you're supposed to be, because you're not reaching out and getting help. You know what I mean? So whether it's your therapist, it's a friend, a family member, your pastor, like whatever it is, speak up. At least allow someone to pray for you, whatever the case may be. Make sure you speak up, because isolation is not a good tactic to do when you're already going through stuff. Talk to someone about it. Through doing that, like, they were able to really just love on me and remind me of who I am. Because a lot of the times, like, when you're going through stuff and like you don't like what you're going through, a lot of the times like you're probably beating yourself up. Like, and I think at one point I kind of was beating myself up. And so people that I confided in were able to remind me of who I am and what I've already done and what I've been doing. And it was just a blessing to, you know, have your perspective be shifted. Next one is praying, worshiping, journaling, and just being real with God. Okay, so I was also fasting during this time of being off of social media, so I was spending more time with God, reading my word, and I was just having like real raw worship and prayer, like going in, like, God, heal me, deliver me, reset me. I was journaling what I felt and just being raw and transparent and authentic. Like, and I'm gonna be real, in the beginning, like I said, I was not, I feel like, doing it the way that I ended up doing it because I was frustrated. I didn't like that I was in the space that I was in. So it made me a little bit frustrated with God. So I wasn't being like open with him. But once I got through that point, I just started to be authentic and tell him, like, I just started to be straight up, like, God, like God, I don't like this, get me out of this, like, or tell me like what is really going on, because I feel like I'm being targeted in every single area. And if you need to renew me in all those areas, that's cool, but like, you gotta help me out, you gotta take this heaviness from me. So allowing yourself to be open with God, it, like, I feel like I had this wall up with him in a sense, and it was because I was frustrated with myself, which in turn made me frustrated with him. So be open yourself up to just be transparent. Like, to be honest, y'all, he already knows, but he wants you to talk about it. He already knows. So open yourself up, get a journal. I personally love journaling, and write out what you feel. Talk to him. I was doing so much talking to myself also during this process, but also talking to God, just like verbally getting things out. It's really helpful. So I highly encourage that. Try instrumental worship music and just dwell in God's presence. You know, sometimes don't even like talk about what's going on, just worship. Like, you have to shift the atmosphere, okay? I listened to that song, no lie, like every day for the past 2 weeks. Shifting the Atmosphere by Jason Nelson, chef's kiss. I would put that song on every morning because I had to like take more authority over my mind and over my emotions. Y'all, these feelings, the enemy only needs one thought, and he only needs you to entertain it one good time, and then it's like then you caught up. So you have to take authority and take a step in shifting the atmosphere, okay? So pray, worship, journal, and just be real and talk to God about it. In doing that, you will be able to tear down the wall. Like, you have to get it out. You have to get it out. Number 4 is I condensed my load. At first, when I was super overwhelmed, I was like, how do I condense this load? And to me, there was no way to condense the load. But then I went into like a strategy business meeting with God and just asked him for strategy on how to condense my load, because I do so much writing and I love to write, but like, I needed to condense the load so that I can focus on other things that I really want to do, like writing my next book. And so I asked him for strategy, and he gave me a strategy, y'all. Sometimes you need to condense your load, and in the beginning it may not look realistic that you can like condense your load, but I promise you there probably is something that you can either delegate or put down, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're like any less of whatever you do. Like, you have to do what's best for you, what's best for your spirit, what's best for your mental health. And it is what it is. Just very thankful for the strategy that God gave me for all of my responsibilities, because the reality is, right, like, he gave me these gifts, he gave me these opportunities, these things, these streams of income, right? They're all blessings, but I don't want my gifts or my responsibilities or my work to feel like a burden, and it was starting to feel like a burden. So just pray about it and ask God for strategy. Ask him for resources and help and wisdom on how to navigate all of your responsibilities. Next, reading my Bible, okay? If I can be honest, like, I read my devotionals every day, and of course, you know, they have scriptures with them, but I hadn't been like intentionally reading my Bible like the way that I normally do. So getting back to doing that has also been just a huge help, because y'all, there is so much in the Bible, like, y'all, so literally so much. When I do consistently make my Bible time, I'd be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, one, it's juicy. There's so much just substance in there. There's answers to literally like everything, but you need a good Bible. Get the Life Application Study Bible. I'm going to put the link in my description. I read the New Living Translation version. You can read whatever version speaks to you, but make the time for it. Make the time for it, because a lot of times, y'all, the word is going to be the only thing you have to anchor yourself, and it's still alive and it's sharp and it works. So doing that has been really, really helpful, and it helped me to understand, like, this season won't last forever. Like, it will not last forever. So definitely get you a good Bible and make that time like a priority. I'm not saying you have to be reading for 5 hours. Like, just find something to read the breakdown, make sure you understand it, ask yourself, how does this apply to my life? So I got one more for you guys. So the last thing that I think I did was around the time that I was kind of beating myself up, and then I was like getting my life together through that, like, okay, no, I made a list of all of the amazing qualities that I feel like I have in myself. And so that's just like a little activity you can do to shift the, you know, the part that can be like self-sabotaging sometimes, or just like really heavy. Like, when you're going through things, it's hard to like pat yourself on the back or, you know, celebrate yourself, because like you're going through stuff. Like, what do you mean? But that was a really great activity for me that I decided to do, because I felt like I had to remind myself of who I was, you know what I mean? So highly encourage you to just make that a little self-care activity. Write a list of all of your amazing qualities in which you feel like you bring to your life, in which you bring to others' life. I even wrote down what I feel like I'm gonna bring to my husband's life, okay? Because I had to just get myself together. So highly encourage you guys to do that, and love on you. Be nice to yourself. I know sometimes it's hard when like you're going through so much. Trust me, I know that you have to be an active participant in your deliverance. You have to be an active participant in getting over the hump. So I hope that this was helpful. I am just so grateful to be in such a lighter space, y'all, because it is nothing like it makes me emotional. Like, when you are feeling heavy and you're going through warfare, that heaviness can be so real. So I'm just thankful that God loves me enough to completely, one, take that heaviness away, and I just feel so much lighter. In addition to that, I have also been working out. I even went on a 5-day fruits and veggie cleanse in addition to my fast. So definitely go outside, go for walks. I did prayer walks as well. Now I'm thinking of other things that I've been doing during this time. I went on prayer walks, I've been exercising, and just really challenging myself. And my camera's about to die. I hope this video has been super helpful for you guys. I am here. I thank you guys for being here, and hopefully there will be more videos soon. So all in all, talk to someone, go on a fast, get off of socials, love on yourself, worship, pray, and fight. It's already fixed in your favor. It's already fixed in your favor. And trust me, God is going to do what he has to do for you. He going to step for you every time, okay? But you have to be open. You have to be open and make yourself available. So love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.